Hey guys, it's TRIZE here, back with Automation, the car company Tycoon game. In the most torquiest engine series, we're going to be building this V8 engine with the most torque as of version 4.2.18. This is the second V engine I'm covering for this part of the series. The reason why I chose the V8 is because, well, America, yeah. So let's make that happen with this engine builds. The first thing you gotta do on the top left portion of your screen is you maximize the year to the year of 2020 to maximize everything related to the engine. And after choosing the V9 degree V8 engine, you may choose any block material that you may choose from. You can choose magnesium for the sake of weight and everything. And for the bore and stroke, you max this out, square it off to 120 millimeters each to get the engine size to 10,857 cubic centimeters, around 10.8 liters. With a dual overhead cam 5 valve with whatever head material that you may choose from. I'm going to choose aluminum silicone for the sake of weight. And for this quality slider that you see here for the open beta branch of the game which you have to enroll in, is you maximize this to a plus 15 for everything, no matter for the engine block in general, the top end, bottom end, turbocharger, for everything. For the balance shaft, you're required to have a harmonic damper installed to reduce the chance of the crankshaft from exploding on ya. And for the crankshaft, we're going to be using a billet steel flat plane crankshaft configuration with the con rods right here set to a lightweight titanium and the pistons are set to a regular forged. For the compression, like always, max this out to a 15.0 to 1 ratio in an extreme level, with the cam profile set, like always for this part of the series, to a 52. It seems like this is the magic number for some odd reason. And the springs and lifters, set this to a pretty soft setting to a 16, and of course, VVT at all cams. For the turbocharger, we're going to be using a twin turbo setup with a smart boost system, with the intercooler size set to a 0 horsepower, which means we're not going to be using an intercooler whatsoever. And the aspiration setup details, we're going to be using a variable geometry ball bearing setup with the compressor size set right here to 120 millimeters, and the turbine size set to 118.0 millimeters. The AR and compressor trim on the third setting set to a pretty low of a 14, if I can go here, 14, and the maximum boost will be set to a 31.9 psi. And for the fuel system, it's pretty much the usual for this part of the series, so we're going to be using a direct injection throttle per cylinder with a standard mid-intake running on DevBev fuel, with the fuel mixture maxed out to a 10.0 at a rich setting. The same anatomy for the ignition timing set to 100 at a full blown advanced setting, and the RPM limit will be set to a 6,000 RPM, just 2 clicks down. And finally, for the exhaust everything, so we're going to be using some turbocharged racing headers with a dual exhaust, with the exhaust diameter set to 133 millimeters, which equals to 5.25 inches. And we're going to be using a high flow 3-way catalytic converter, and the first and second buffers are both a straight through, and finally, bring up that quality, and we get the horsepower rating of 4,020.4 horsepower at 6,000 RPM, and the highlight of the video is the torque at 3,741.8 pounds-feet of torque at 5,000 RPM. So as you see here with the pistons and con rods, they are glowing red up in here as the reliability factor is at a 99%, like 99% of stress being applied to both of these components here. But of course, in BeamNG Drive, like always unfortunately, the turbocharger and the engine will overheat as so, which will cause the engine to just blow up and render the vehicle inoperable. And a side note, if you want to get rid of overheating for such automation vehicles, check out this YouTube short video on the top right portion of your screen in the card system to find out more about this. So with this part of the video, I'm going to give you here what this engine will sound like while I cycle through the main important graphs here, starting with the power and torque, the torque and boost, torque and efficiency, and power and efficiency. After showing you all those main important graphs right here, I'll show you the engine as is, do some fake gear shifts for a little while, and then run off the video right there. So bring back the graphs and give you here right now. Well, at least I got the anatomy right of a V8 engine being so Americany, but since the crankshaft is a flat plane, it sounds more Europeany. So that'll do it with Automation, the car company Tycoon game of this torque-heavy V8 engine. This might be a first for me to use a catalytic converter to improve the torque of an engine. While it'll do better in curbing emissions, it won't do you good in the long run using this engine in BeamNG Drive, which is pretty unfortunate for how engines work from Automation, and then coming over to BeamNG Drive, they overheat like crazy. And for those who are interested in this type of content, please be sure to like and subscribe so you won't miss out on any videos like this in the future, including my Automation to BeamNG Drive videos too. So this is TRIZE rising up, and signing out.